Welcome back to the Sports Desk Live. We are very, very excited, man. Although it's not football season, we got a little itch, and we're going to scratch it on this episode for sure, man. So she got one more time, Dedrick L, Hicks Jr., and I think I'm your favorite sportsologist.
This your man, Black. Welcome back for another episode, fellas. I'm excited. Another episode, NFL football. Let's get into it. You already know what it is, D. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, and I'm moving them chains on 130 of sportsologist. We just gonna get into it real quick, get into this schedule of these nice games that everybody talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let's have fun, fellas.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So thank everybody for joining us yet again for another episode here on the Sports Desk Live. We definitely appreciate all the support. Thank you guys for watching. If you would do us a favor, if you're liking the content, liking what you're hearing and what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button, man. Help us out, man. Be a part of the family here on the Sports Desk Live. Also hit that thumbs up. It helps push us out throughout the algorithm and let other people know that there's a new up-and-coming sports brand out here out of Jacksonville, Florida. And we're going to be very consistent. We're going to be efficient with all different types of sports topics. We're going to go wrestling, combat sports, boxing, MMA, boxing, NBA, NFL, college football, college basketball, and major sports and cultural topics. All right. So do us a favor and show us some love. All right. Drop some comments below. You agree, you disagree. Let us know what you're thinking, man. And we'll definitely hit you back in the comments for sure. So today's episode is strictly about the NFL schedule release for 2024. It's always a hype time. Over the past week and a half, we've been seeing all these different matchups roll out. And then on this past Wednesday, if you're watching in the future, this past Wednesday, the schedule was released. And all the marquee matchups, all the primetime matchups, my favorite team, your favorite team, everybody's favorite team, we know what it is and what we are looking forward to. So we got a couple of topics here we're going to discuss. Fellas, let's go ahead and jump into it. We always look forward to the opening game of the season. And boy, do we have a doozy. This might be, to my remembrance, I want to say maybe over the past 5 to 7 years. And I looked, this is the most anticipated opening night game that I can remember in quite some time. You got the reigning, defending, back-to-back Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hosting in a rematch of the AFC Championship game in 2023. The MVP of the league, Lamar Jackson, and the new look Baltimore Ravens will be coming into town and setting up a colossal stage of 2 top 5 quarterbacks, in my opinion, and 2 really, really good football teams. So let's go ahead and jump into it, Black. When you heard the news and you got the announcement, Chiefs, Ravens to open up this season, where you at with it, man?
Man, I think it's going to be fireworks, man. I think this game is going to deliver opening night, you know, with the additions of Derrick Henry in Baltimore, and then you got the additions of Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown over in Kansas City. Man, it's going to be, along with Kelsey, it's going to be good, man. I know that Kansas City, you know, they always come out a little flat to start it off. I really want to see how they're going to look opening night, because last year they lost to Detroit opening night. So
in a great game.
In a great game. It's going to be very interesting to see how this game is handled, but I'm excited about this one. Baltimore is very dangerous with Big Hen back there now, so it's going to be interesting to see how Kansas City defends Baltimore in this game, but I'm super excited. I'm expecting this game to deliver as opening game for NFL kickoff week.
Move them chains. What we think about Ravens Chiefs to kick off the season?
It's an anticipated game because everybody wants to know just how Derrick Henry is going to be incorporated into this offense. I don't know how he's going to be. I think that they are 2 totally different styles that I don't think the Baltimore Ravens really needed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be interested to see how they are. They have a really good offensive line. He always had a good offensive line playing for Tennessee. The last couple of years they were banged up and stuff, but they usually have a good offensive line. Baltimore's offensive line is good. The Chiefs usually do start out slow, but I think they're not going to start out slow this year. I think them starting as slow as they did last year and coming back and winning a championship is going to reinvigorate what they had been the previous years, which was starting fast, which was just dominating from the word go. So good game. Going to be, of course, getting them rings a couple of days before and packed house. You already know how Arrowhead is, so it's gonna be a good game. Definitely a good game.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off with the champions. Like Mudum Chain said, I mean, they're the reigning defending champions, and last year, out of all years, did you really think they were going to win it at any point? I'm talking about even through the playoffs. Did you really think that they were going to actually win it? And until we actually seen, we got to the playoffs and we actually seen that Patrick Mahomes is just indeed the very best football player in the world.
Yeah.
He is indeed the very best. And I think last year he proved that to a lot of people who were probably on the edge, probably uncertain. I'm not really sure. And just massively not make. I think he had one turnover in the entire playoff. I think he had one turnover in the entire playoff, man. So we'll get them chains back. We got him back. All right, we got him back.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
No, you're good. So I just think Patrick Mahomes is he's going to be primed and ready to go. They're going to raise another banner, his third one in 5 years, which is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But the featured of the story is going to be, how does Derrick Henry look? I think they brought in Derrick Henry for insurance for Lamar Jackson. This is going to be the year you're going to see Lamar Jackson not run as much. He took a lot of contact last year, a lot of big hits last year. Now he's built for it, but we're talking about sustainability, right? Lamar's in his prime years as an NFL quarterback, so you want to sustain him. And if you can tuck that ball and hand it off the big hand and eat that 3rd and 1 or that 2nd and 3 or that 4th and 1, if you can eat that instead of swooping Lamar out and getting him subjected to get his brains knocked out, then that'd be a good deal if you're the Baltimore Ravens. And the Ravens look different this year. They lost a lot. They lost a lot, so they're going to be plugging and playing a lot of new, younger talent. And what does that mean? Well, you're prone to mistakes. And you know who's going to show you and expose you on those mistakes? 15, as I call him. He's the perfect quarterback to do so. So it's going to be interesting if this is going to be a nick and tuck game, or the Ravens trying to find themselves, or if the Chiefs are just really riding high. Like, we're just going to really receive. But it's an exciting game. The ratings are going to be through the roof. What a way to kick off the season. I don't think you can ask for better as far as, especially at the quarterback position with these two guys. You got the MVP and the Super Bowl MVP kicking off the year. How much better can you get? I don't think you can get better at all with that matchup. So we'll be tapped in. All right, fellas, let's go around the world. A lot of great games, man. Of course, you have so many potential matchups that could, be considered game of the year or game of the year worthy. We're going to go around and give our takes on potential games of the year. Black, let's kick it off with you. What is a game on the schedule, anybody's schedule, that you see a potential to be a game that's going to be talked about as a stamp or staple of the 2024 season?
Well, for me, man, I was looking at all these great games we got, and it's a lot this year, man. It's a lot of great matchups, but the one that really stood out to me, and I think that is going to be a freaking shootout, and it's going to be real good, is the battle for Texas, baby. The Cowboys versus Houston.
Oh, please.
The Cowboys versus Houston.
I don't care.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a good game. Everybody looking down on Dallas. Dallas still going to be a team that's going to be there.
Okay.
So the game will mean something.
Okay.
It definitely will mean something. But I'm excited about this game. CJ Stroud, Dak Prescott. I'm excited about it. I want to see this one. When I seen it get announced, I was like, "Oh, that could be big time."
Oh, that's what you did.
Usually when you get the Cowboys in Houston, it ain't for nothing. But this one right here. It's going to show who's still a man of Dallas. Either it's Dak or is it CJ Stroud?
Yeah. Well, you want me to tell you now?
Yeah.
You want me to tell you now?
I'm excited about it.
Do you want me to tell you now who's a man of Texas?
No, it's Dak Prescott right now.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
So we're going to go, you finna get a Texas to CJ Stroud after 1 year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, please. Okay.
Come on.
And for those who are
that's
confused,
my game. I'm excited about that one, man. I'm
well,
excited about it.
I'll probably be taking the boys to the zoo or something like that around that
you
time.
won't.
Y'all
You're
just
gonna
kind of
be
let me
right
know
there.
how it goes.
You're
Okay?
gonna be right there texting with me while it's going. You're gonna be logged in.
For
like
those
you
who are
always
confused,
do.
for those who are confused with what's going on, I'm a born and raised Dallas Cowboy fan. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So if you're watching us for the first time, that's why my reaction is what it is. And low key, I really feel like Black trolling me, but I'm gonna be cool. I'm
not trolling. I'm serious.
I'm gonna be cool. All right, move them chains. What you got on the slate? What you got on deck as a potential game of the year?
You know what? I don't like the fact that Black went to that game, and I got to get a Texans some more love because they are the rival team right now. But I look at this Lions and Texans game in November, and that's gonna be, to me, one of the games of the year.
A lot of heat there.
That was up and coming last year in the Lions that I told y'all was a team to look out for last year during the draft show. I said, listen, I think that this team is going to be the team, and they should have went to the Super Bowl.
They should have.
But you got to set the same kind of concept in the Texans coming into this year.
Right.
Getting Hunter, getting Diggs, all the players that they have coming back. The receiver that got hurt last year that's coming back, that was number one dude from Houston that went to college in Houston. All of those Collins, all of those weapons, and of course, the quarterback that literally took the league by storm last year.
Yeah.
I mean, throwing for 400. Did he throw for 400 3 weeks in a row at that one point last year?
He went crazy, bro.
Ridiculous.
He went crazy, bro.
He went crazy. The team that proved that the hype coming in last year versus the team that this year is coming in with that same hype, I believe that's going to be one of the even though it's an interconference,
right?
It really doesn't mean anything as far as that. But as far as a good game, I think that's going to be one of the games of the year.
Well, I guess we're going to be giving the Texans a lot of love because I got more love for the Houston Texans this year. This is going to be the sexiest team to watch all year long coming off last season, and a lot of people are going to want to see what they have to offer. I believe they have 3 or 4 primetime games this year.
And they got 5, D.
They have 5, and rightfully so. That's how it goes. But this game right here, man, wow. I think this is going to be a mega matchup. I got the Houston Texans going out to Lambeau Field to face the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, and Lambeau. That is so attractive, man. That is an attractive game to me. That's going to be a CBS game at 4:25. So I think Jordan Love was another one last year. CJ Stroud got all the love, rightfully so. Rookie season, he did his thing. But on the back end of the season, Jordan Love really showed himself to be a dude that you have to take into serious consideration. And by the way, how do I know that? It's funny that you ask. He came to my stadium in Dallas, Texas, and put a molly-whopping.
Bang that boys up, man.
On my Dallas Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs. And then I watched him the following week put the Green Bay Packers in a beautiful position to be nip and tuck with the San Francisco 49ers. And if it wasn't for a field goal here or a field goal there, we're looking at Green Bay possibly going to the NFC Championship game last year. So these 2 young studs, Love and Stroud, love both of the head coaches. I think this is going to be a great matchup for the league. Young stars are going to be on display. And I'm excited for it. That's the matchup that I seen on the schedule that immediately just stood out. But there's plenty of other games. I know the Cowboys go to the Steelers on a Sunday night. I haven't seen that, and I don't know how long that rivalry. It's been. I can't tell you the last time they played each other in an atmosphere like that on a Sunday night stage. So you get Aaron Rodgers returning, going out to San Francisco to open up Monday night. There's just a lot of different great matchups, and we're going to be keeping a lock here on the Sports Desk Live. All right, gentlemen, let's get into the Sunday night schedule. All right, it's always a feature each and every week. I don't know about y'all, but for me, I always go, who playing on Sunday night? Who playing on Sunday night? You want to see what's going on, because usually, what are people doing on Sundays? Well, after they watch their games, a lot of people are winding it down. A lot of people getting ready for the work week. A lot of people just relaxing and lounging at the house. And what do you want to do? You want to turn on some football while you're doing that. All right. So we got some mega matchups. We're going to call some out here, and we can talk about a few of these. Open up the Sunday night schedule. You got the Rams at the Lions, another attractive matchup. Matthew Stafford heading back to Ford Field to face his home team. And speaking of that playoff game between those two was epic, was it not?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
That was a fantastic matchup. And then you got some other ones. You got the Chicago Bears getting an early spotlight against the Houston Texans. Caleb Williams on display on the road against the red-hot Houston Texans. Some other matchups that are interesting, I say Cowboys at Steelers. We also have Jaguars at Eagles on the Sunday Night Football. You have the 49ers at the Bills early December window. There. You have the Bucks at the Cowboys late in the year. You have the Bengals at the Giants. Just some different matches that we just don't see under the lights. But fellas, what is a matchup? Mood and Chains, we'll start with you. What is a matchup on Sunday Night Football that just kind of stands out to you?
Well, y'all see what I got going on. I got my Jaguar hat on. Chains in the background. I got to talk about my Jaguars. And I'm going to go to this game. So this is one of the ones that I said I was going to go to. I said I'm going to every NFL stadium. So I'm going to take the opportunity to go to Philly this year. Hopefully y'all just pray for me. I know they got a jail in the doggone stadium and all that. Y'all just pray for me. But because I want to see the way the Jaguars really match up against these top-tier teams that have been top-tier for a while in the league.
Yeah, man.
This game is going to happen almost before my birthday. November 3rd is when this game is, which is another reason why I'm going. But this is going to be around the time where teams start turning the corner and showing who they are, or they start falling back towards the pack. So I want to see after September and November what the Jaguars are, how they match up. Of course, you know the storyline is going to be Doug Peterson going back to his hometown like the last time. It's going to be on a different stage. Yeah. So this Sunday night game, that's the Sunday night game that I'm looking forward to, and hopefully I can bring back a dub.
Yeah, we got Black back in here. I'm gonna go ahead and give my Sunday night game, and they'll round it off with Black. It's a lot of attractive matchups here for sure. But when the Chargers and the Chiefs get together, those games are always vicious. They're nipped, they're tucked, and it seems like the Chargers are always going to beat the Chiefs. It seems like they're always going to beat the Chiefs. And then with Harbaugh being the new head coach out there, we're talking about this game is late in the season, December the 8th. What are the Chargers going to look like? No one knows. You know they got a top 10 quarterback talent in Justin Herbert. How is Harbaugh going to be able to shape him? And then, of course, you're going against the best player in football and quite possibly the best team in football at this time, the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. What is it going to look like when Harbaugh gets a taste of 15 and Andy Reid and everything that the Chiefs have to offer? So that's a matchup that's always intriguing. Every time they play, ever since Mahomes and Herbert has been a thing, bro, it's always seemed like the Chargers have them. Or the Chargers, they got them. They got them. And the next thing you know, Mahomes, bing, 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 touchdown. Done. Game over. So that's a matchup on Sunday night that I'm looking forward to, December 8th. Black, what's a Sunday night football matchup that you are looking forward to this season?
Well, it was really two for me. The first one was the Ravens at Buffalo. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a really good one. Finally get to see Keon under the lights in Buffalo with Josh Allen. I'm looking forward to that. And then, the game I'm attending, the Jags in Philly. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be something. And I think we owe them. Because last time we played them 2 years ago, we had them. And then down the stretch, we made some mistakes. But, both teams are better. So I'm expecting a good showing from both teams. But Philly going to be rocking. I'm excited. So that's the second game that I'm looking forward to also.
Yeah, Sunday night is always a great time. And, of course, they have a wide open window from week 16 to 18 to be able to flex. And they don't even have a game scheduled for week 18 because you know how they do. They get the prime pickings for a potential division or seeding game or something like that. That's what makes Sunday night so special because it's always high stakes. Always high stakes when you're talking Sunday night. And let's get to the tradition. The tradition is Monday Night Football. Now, this year I noticed a lot of simultaneous games going on at the same time. I know last year they tried that out about 2 or 3 times last year, but this year
It's a lot.
I think we get about 5 or 6 simultaneous games. And what does that mean? I'll give an example. Week 4, September 30th, you have 2 games. One starts at 7:30, the Titans at the Dolphins on ESPN. And then on ABC, you have the Seahawks at the Lions. So you'll have 2 games going on at the same time. So are y'all a fan of that? Are y'all a fan of? I'm not either. I'm not either.
This is a standalone game. It's supposed to be special. It's supposed to be prime time. They would never schedule 2 Sunday night games at the same time. So the disrespect for Monday night and what it used to mean, I know it's a throwaway game. It's not a throwaway game, but I know it's second fiddle to Sunday night now. But come on, man, don't make me switch like this.
I'm not a fan of it either, but I understand it. They're trying to give more teams that spotlight on Monday night as well too. So I understand it, but I'm not a fan of it. No, not at all.
Well, I kind of take back what I said, because if you have YouTube TV, you can watch both games at the same time anyway.
Yeah. Sure can.
So maybe the NFL is taking advantage of that, because I just thought of that. Like, you could literally have both games on your TV at the same time, and whatever game you want to listen to, you can just highlight that game and you can just switch back and forth. So now that I think about it, being a football fan, a fanatic of the game, sure. Let me put both games on and let me take my pick or whatever. So I take that back. I was going to say, no, I'm not a fan, but I take that back. All right. But my Monday night game, you talk about, this could be potential for everything, for everybody. Last Monday night game of the year, December the 30th, Week 17, you have the Detroit Lions going to the San Francisco 49ers. My God. You talking about mega stakes on the line. A rematch of the NFC Championship game just last season. This is perfect scheduling here. Yeah. This is perfect scheduling here. This might be the game of the year on this entire slate. Because these 2 teams are expected to do well. These two teams are expected to be 1, 2, 3 in the NFC. These 2 teams are expected to have really good records, possibly division winners. There's a lot expected of these 2 teams as they go into this season. So I think on a Monday night spotlight, there is going to be nothing else on that's worth a damn on TV.
Yeah.
And you can turn to ESPN at 8:30 p.m. and you can watch this mega matchup of the Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. That's what I think is going to be something special to see. I think it's a lot on the line there. So, of course, Monday night, it's like, it's a tradition. A lot of great moments on Monday night, a lot of great games. And it's good to see some. I know everybody got to get a taste of Monday night, but there's some games on here that I'm just kind of like, okay, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not watching the Titans and the Dolphins. Okay?
Why not?
No.
What you mean, why not? There's nothing in Tennessee that interests me.
Well, Tennessee got a little better.
There's nothing in Tennessee that interests me.
Okay.
There's nothing over there that I'm interested in with the Tennessee Titans.
I think that'd be a very competitive game, though.
I don't. In Miami, the Dolphins rout them. That's early in the season. It's hot in Miami. They're gonna. I don't even expect this to be a game. I think 2 on them boys.
Wow.
Get them boys out of here, bro. But anyway, no disrespect to Tennessee. Well, yeah, it is disrespect. Yeah, it is disrespect. Yeah, we down here in Duval. You understand me?
Disrespect.
You understand me? You're right. My bad, move them chains. My bad. All right, gentlemen, let's go around the block here. We have just overall schedules, man. And going through some of these schedules, man, there are some teams that have some really tough schedules this year. And Black, let's start with you. What team, after all your research, everything you've been looking at, what team do you see has the toughest schedule on paper to you?
For me, it was the Chargers. I was looking at the Chargers. They fly the most. They fly the most out of any team. They go to over 16 different time zones with their schedule. They have to deal with their division, and then the teams from the NFC North that they play. Like Harbaugh is getting getting a tough slate. His first year back in the NFL, but we're going to see how it go for the Chargers. I'm excited about it. I think the Chargers are going to be a much better team, but they definitely have a really, really tough schedule, in my opinion. You know, it's not no secret, you know, what we're expecting from Harbaugh, to see him coming back. You know, what can he do with the Chargers? I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully they can make some noise this year and get Justin Herbert, you know, back on track and get him to the place where we thought he would be at a few years ago. But I'm excited. It's definitely the Chargers, which is going to have the hardest schedule, in my opinion.
All right, Moodham Chains, what about you, man? Who's looking at the toughest slate on paper right now?
I mean, the Browns have the toughest schedule on paper, and when you look at their schedule, I think they have the toughest schedule. I think they play their division, which is 6 games against all those teams, and then I think they play the NFC. Which NFC division do they play? They play the 49ers, don't they?
They played North. They played Dallas division.
They play the NFC North. And
they play our division, AFC
the
South.
NFC North and the AFC South.
Yeah.
So if they play the with them already have to deal with their division, then you got to play Green Bay, Detroit.
So they play the NFC East, Cowboys, Commanders, Eagles, and Giants. They played their division as well, and then they played the AFC. No, they played the AFC West. Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders. So they play the AFC West, and they play the NFC East along with their schedule.
Oh yeah, I thought they played the South too. They play us and play Cleveland, I think too.
Well, they play Jacksonville. That's an anomaly. That's an anomaly. They don't play the Titans.
That's the game we finished the same in the division.
Yeah, that's a cross division matchup there. So they don't play the Titans or none of them. Yeah.
We finished the same. They finished second in the division. We did too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like them having to play their division regardless.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, Pittsburgh will not die. They're going to be good every single year. I don't care who they roll out at quarterback. And this year, they're going to be even better.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's going to be a really, really good team. Pittsburgh, don't let that team mess around and in December and they neck and neck. That's not what you want. That's not what you want, because you might have a resurgence of Russ this year. It could happen. They had the weapons on offense for it. They have the coaching staff for it. And you have a coaching staff that actually believes in him now. He had 2 straight coaching staffs. We had one coaching staff that was so trash, they fired him in, 6 games or some crap?
Yeah.
Right after Urban. And then the other coaching staff, he didn't even want him, and he made sure that he knew he didn't want him.
Yeah.
So now you got that situation where they, you know what I'm saying, go actually put something behind them. So yeah, Cleveland go have one of the toughest schedules in the league.
Yeah,
and they do have a gauntlet of a schedule. But the lineup of the team that I pick, I think I want to know what Mike Tomlin and the Steelers did to the NFL front office. The opening of their season and the closing of this season is maybe the toughest I ever seen. They start off the season. They're on the road first 2 games of the year. They go to Atlanta, go to Denver. Then they have the Chargers in Indianapolis and Dallas their first 5 games of the year. I can see them potentially being 2-3 in that spot. 2-3 in that spot, getting ready to go until their bye week before they get the Giants and they get the Jets. But check this out when they come back off their bye week. Check out this slate, y'all. The Ravens at home, at Cleveland, at Cincinnati, the Browns at home, at Philly, at Baltimore, Kansas City, and Cincinnati to round off the season. That looks like to me that maybe Mike Tomlin might be coaching his last season in Pittsburgh.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna tell you why. I
disagree.
I know you disagree because you're not seeing what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is the writing is already on the wall for Mike Tomlin. If you've been listening the last 2 years, what was the conversation after the Buffalo game? Mike Tomlin was leaving, right? Would the Steelers be willing to let Mike Tomlin go? Maybe a new voice needs to be heard there. You remember the wide receiver Pickens? You remember him?
Yeah.
You remember all the stuff that was kind of creeping up? You remember the quarterback situation? It's been loud. The reason the Steelers held on to Mike Tomlin, I firmly believe this, because they made the playoffs. Because they made the playoffs. He's been there for so long. I don't see the Steelers making the playoffs this year. I don't. They will compete and be in every game. I'm not saying they're going to get blowed out. I'm not saying they're going to get embarrassed. Russell Wilson should provide a spark to this team. But again, they could potentially lose 7 straight games. 7 straight games. They could potentially lose 7 straight games to end out their season. And you know what? Most of these are AFC matchups.
Yeah.
AFC matchups. So I won't be surprised if Mike Tomlin ends up somewhere else next year, or if he takes a year off and end up in another place next year. I won't be surprised, because the writing's been on the wall the last 2 years. The noises have been loud in Pittsburgh. They've been loud in Pittsburgh. And this is set up, if they finish with a losing record, and they do not make the playoffs, I don't expect to see Mike Tomlin back on the Pittsburgh Steelers sideline next year. I just don't.
Something that he's never done.
Yeah, something he's never done. I don't see it happening this year either.
Well, that's just what I'm seeing. I know what the past said, and I know what his resume says. But at some point in time, like Bill Belichick, all that's over with.
Yeah.
Everybody has a timeline.
And I think he really got some options too at quarterback. If Russell Wilson ain't giving you what you need, you got Justin Fields back there. Put him out there with that talented running core, them talented receivers you got.
In a division where your quarterback,
their defense gonna be what it. Their defense is going to be what it is. Also, you added Patrick Queen from Baltimore to that defense.
In the division,
it's going to be it's not going to be no slouch. I wouldn't be shocked if they made the playoffs.
I'm not thinking it's a slouch at all. But in your division where the reigning MVP is there, that's one. And then when Joe Burrow is healthy, is he not the most dangerous man in the league outside of Patrick Mahomes? Yes or no?
Yeah. He is.
The Cleveland Browns defense is better than the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Yes or no?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So the elements are there. No slouch to the Steelers. No slouch. They will compete. The games will be close. The games will be tight.
They're not losing 7 of them games, though. I'm sorry.
I said potential. Potential. Because if you put on the betting slip and you see, they're going to Baltimore this week, your mind not going to go there that they could possibly lose that game? Of course it is.
No. It's just because for me, I'm going to tell you something.
So whoa. Before you go
ahead.
You telling me if you look on the schedule and you see the Steelers going to Baltimore, you just automatically say they're going to win. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that I can't do that to Pittsburgh ever.
I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question. If you see the schedule,
they all can.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Anybody can lose a game. Cool. Anybody can lose a game.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
What about Baltimore come to Pittsburgh?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, D, I feel you. But what the only reason why I think me and Black are even having this conversation with you is every single year I say, this got to be the year. It's no way. Look at this team. They can't be that. And every year I look up, they in the playoffs losing in the first round again. They're not a good team, but some kind of way this coaching staff gets them to the playoffs. When the last time they missed the playoffs?
I understand that. I did not diss the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And you got to think they're going to be better offensively also, because believe it or not, he might have not been a good coach in Atlanta, but they just added Arthur Smith. He was a great OC in Tennessee.
Okay,
Tennessee was playing good.
So y'all are changing the narrative. What I'm telling you, I did not start off my narrative saying the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be trash. I did not say the Pittsburgh Steelers were not going to be good. I did not say the Pittsburgh Steelers were not going to compete. I read the last 7 games of this slate, and it is not favorable for this team to come out with a winning record.
Why not?
In my opinion. In my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion, it is favorable for them to be on the other side because they have the worst quarterback. They have the worst quarterback out of all three teams.
Of those teams, yeah.
They do.
I mean, they do.
They do.
We have to, he's not better than anybody in that division.
He's not.
At the same time, last year when they had Kenny Pickett and they split with Baltimore and split with Cincinnati, they had back then.
And you want to know why they made the playoffs? Because Joseph Burrow got hurt. Let's keep it a buck. If Joe Burrow was healthy, Black, the Pittsburgh Steelers would have made the playoffs, yes or no?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Excuse me? What'd you say?
They played Pittsburgh twice before we got there.
I ain't talking about that. I said make the playoffs. You putting your money on Joe Burrow or Kenny Pickett to make the playoffs? Tell me right now.
Of course, Joe Burrow.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
But they made it. We're not talking about if. It's no if. They made it. They made it with the worst quarterback.
And they made it because Joe Burrow was not available.
Didn't they play late in the season though? I think
I'm not
they
sure.
played late in the season when both quarterbacks was hurt. I think that the dude
Pittsburgh played a team from out their division twice early.
I'm not sure what
early. It wasn't late, and I think it was Cincinnati.
Is that who they played in the playoffs? Where it wasn't no quarterback in that game? It was two sorry.
No, they played Buffalo in the playoffs.
They played
Buffalo in the playoffs.
First round.
They played them late in the season then because they played them late in the season. It was two sorry quarterbacks playing. I remember watching that game.
Yeah, they probably did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a Saturday game. They went to Cincinnati.
They played them in two sorry quarterbacks.
Baltimore then.
It was Cincinnati. They played Cincinnati on a Saturday, like Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve when they played.
Yeah, something like that. And it was two sorry quarterbacks playing. Yeah.
I remember. And Cincinnati.
The thing about Pittsburgh, that stretch, like you say, is really tough. But you got to fully expect Mike Tomlin. I don't expect them to, out of that 7, they might win 4 out of the 7. I just don't see them being whitewashed by just the teams in their division. Those games are always tough. Those games could go either way. Like Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, them games could go either way. And they always come down to the fourth quarter. It's never blowouts. It's never blowouts.
I said that.
Listen,
I said all of that already.
D said that. What D's point is, with how tough that slate is,
yes,
there's a potential that they can lose all 7 of them games.
Yes.
The likelihood of that happening, to me, is slim to none. They're gonna win 4 of them games.
They're gonna win 4 of those games.
I don't understand how they do it, but at the end of this, every time I'm looking at the ticker, how did Pittsburgh win this game?
I understand that.
And they go ugly it up.
I understand.
And they go I don't know.
I think when you look at matchups, you always go quarterback versus quarterback first, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at these 7 games of the season and wrap up the season. I don't see Russell Wilson being better than any one of these 7 teams at quarterback. I don't. He's not better than Joe Burrow. He's not better than Patrick Mahomes. He's not better than Lamar Jackson. And if you want to watch him out with Jalen Hurts, go ahead. But I don't think he's better than Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's better than, again, facing Deshaun Watson. I don't think he's better than Deshaun Watson. I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. So when it's toe-to-toe, I get there's X and O's on defense and I get on special teams. I'm just on the outside looking in. I respect Mike Tomlin. I respect his organization. I expect them to fight and to compete. But this looks like a situation where it could end bad for the Steelers, in my opinion. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay. All right. So, of course, there's a lot of football. We got about 5 more minutes left on this. So I'm going to spring something up for the guys that they don't know is coming. So this year you have a lot of up and coming teams that can vie for potential playoff berths. I want to go to the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams, that offense that they have loaded up out there in Chicago, it seems like Caleb Williams and the Bears are going to have a really, really good chance to possibly sneak in the playoffs if Caleb Williams can man the ship and have a solid rookie season. And who's to say we don't get a CJ Stroud year from him? Who's to say we don't get one of those, oh my God, this kid is coming in doing this thing type seasons? Do you guys think that Chicago Bears can compete, yet alone in their own division, but throughout their schedule and make a playoff run this year?
For me, I think they can. They got a lot of talent. On the question for me is going to be offensive line play and head coaching. Mm-hmm. You know, this head coach has been through 3 offensive coordinators. Justin Fields was there, got rid of him. He's not there no more. Now you got Caleb Williams, but you got a lot of talent around Caleb Williams. So it's going to be interesting to see their division. I mean, you got Detroit, you got Green Bay, and Minnesota, not a slouch. They got their quarterback. They still have offensive weapons, so you got to think they're going to be good offensively. But I think it'd be a very good chance for them to make a lot of noise because there's so much talent around Caleb Williams. I said this before when he got drafted. Has a quarterback ever been drafted with this loaded of an offense?
Well, I can remember.
We've never seen it. And what is the NFL today? Offense. You have to score. Caleb Williams, may it be, he knows how to find the end zone. So, but the NFL is different. The questions about that, can Caleb Williams take that next step, be a dog, and put his teams over the top? Because they're not going to play no games. Detroit definitely ain't playing no games with you. And Minnesota's going to make it very hard, plus the teams that you got to play outside of your division. So I agree with you, D, and said it's a likely shot. But they definitely have to put it. It's a few concerns there to make you say, well, I don't know. With me, it's offensive line and head coaching.
What you got, Rashad?
They can't make it because the numbers are not going to allow them to. I believe you'll have 2 NFC East teams, probably Philly and Dallas again. I believe you'll have 1 NFC South team. You'll have 2 NFC North teams, and you'll have 2 NFC West teams. So you can't have 3 teams from a division without some of those teams being left off. And I just don't think that the numbers will work out for them. Do I think they're going to be in the hunt for the number 1 overall pick next year? No. I don't think they'll be that bad, but I don't think that they'll be good enough to compete for a playoff spot. Nah, not now. Not now.
Their schedule is kind of favorable. I'm going to go through and see what y'all think just with the lineup that they have. They start off the season against the Tennessee Titans. I think that's a winnable game for them. They then go on the road back-to-back weeks and challenge 2 teams from the AFC South. They go to Houston and they go to Indianapolis. I think the Indianapolis game could be something that could be a situation that they can probably find themselves in. I think Houston, they lose there. And then they go and they face the Rams. That's not a gimme game, even though the Rams they made the playoffs last year, but I don't think that's a gimme game as well. I think they could compete there. But then they got Carolina. They play the Panthers. We don't know where the Panthers are, and that could be a win. And then they get Jacksonville before their bye week on October the 13th. And that game is over in London. And then they come back from the bye. And this is a stretch that I've seen. I'm like, hold up, man. They might go on a little run here. They get the Commanders. They get the Cardinals. They get the Patriots. They get Green Bay, and they get Minnesota in 5 straight games before we get to Thanksgiving. Is that a situation?
They're not beating them last 2 teams at all.
They're not going to beat Minnesota?
No.
Why not? Why
don't they Minnesota has been playing too long together. I don't care that they lost their quarterback. They didn't
lose a lot.
On the defensive side, they lost a lot in those trenches. Hunter's gone. And I forgot the other D in that he's gone too.
And every single time,
they got Alex Turner.
Well, what I'm saying, do they have a chance to win that game? That's what I'm asking. I'm not saying I'm sure Minnesota's the division game.
Depends on where it is.
It's in Chicago. It's in Chicago.
Yeah, well, if it's in Chicago, they got a chance.
Well,
but
I think that's a game they can win. I don't really see Minnesota like that at all this year.
I'm not saying Minnesota like that, but those are division games. Those are very tough games.
Okay, and Chicago's going to be in the mix at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
That division, believe it or not, that division in my opinion, is an offensive division. Look at the teams.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Detroit offense.
If
Caleb Williams and Green Bay offense.
If Caleb Williams and his receivers and his running backs can get on schedule, they can create a nice pace. All I'm saying is, I think that 5-game stretch, they could probably make something happen. But this is where it kind of falters for them to end the year. Detroit, San Francisco, and Minnesota on the roads back-to-back, and then they close out the season. Detroit, Seattle, and Green Bay. They close out the Green Bay.
They are not making. Are you serious?
They not
that
making
sounds like they're gonna win 5 games.
It was wishful thinking, D. They not gonna make it, bro.
No, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I just asked I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I just asked a question. I just think
no, sir.
With the opportunity that they have with their schedule being kind of favorable before they get to the second, the back half of their schedule, I think a lot of these games can go either way for them. I don't really see it really popping for them until they get to the last 5 games of the season. But I don't know. I was just curious what you guys thought.
And I think you being a little disrespectful to Indy too. Indy is one of them teams that I think is gonna be a surprise team.
No.
They were really, really good last year.
I think Indy will beat them. I just thought that would be an interesting game at home. At home, they get them in Chicago. Anthony Richardson, this is the second? This will be
second,
their third game of the year. Anthony Richardson trying to get himself back together in Chicago. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But just a lot of opportunity there for them to possibly make it interesting. So that's all. I just want to ask if y'all thought they had a chance because I don't know. We'll see. I just think I
think they'll be a lot better than what they were last year.
They should be, of course. They should be. Or the coach is getting fired, and the GM at the end of the year.
Yeah, the coach got to go. The coach has to go.
So we'll see. We'll see. All right, man. So we're gonna have a lot more NFL talk. This was fun. I think football brings out the most passion out of all of us. So you're gonna see a lot of passionate conversations when we talk not only NFL but college as well. All right. So football season, it's almost here, but not quite. It's going to get a little sleepy as we get ready for training camp and different things like that. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to be back talking NFL. So the weekly Jacksonville Jaguars matchup show will be back. Mr. Moodham Chains running that set over there. We'll be talking about the hometown Jacksonville Jaguars leading up into the season, getting more into the schedule, getting more into the offseason, the new stadium that was signed off for the city to benefit from long term. We'll begin to all that on that show. So we hope you join us for that for sure. So Black, anything before we wrap up?
No, man. Appreciate the love and support. Everybody rocking with us, man. Continue to give y'all great content. Enjoyed the show, fellas. It was good. Schedule release bring out the best conversations, boy. Since it's been coming out, boy, the conversations have been real about who gonna win what game and here and there. But I enjoy it, man. But appreciate all the love and support. Mr.
Moodham Chains, what we got, baby?
Hey, man, I just appreciate it, man. Y'all just keep rocking with us. We gonna keep doing our thing, man. It's the NFL season. This gonna be a big season. This gonna be a big season. A lot of good teams in the league right now. A lot of good teams in the league. So just looking forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of competitive teams this year. A lot of divisions going to be really competitive. Similar to last year. I think last year we had an incredible competitive year last year. A lot of injuries last year, though, for a lot of teams. But that's a part of the game. All right, so we'll be back very, very soon with more NFL. I'll keep back here for all other sports conversations. Again, WWE. The NBA playoffs are going on right now. We get ready for the NBA finals. We'll be discussing that. Combat sports, MMA, boxing, college football, college basketball, and so forth and so on. Keep it locked here on the Sports Says Live. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. And we appreciate the support, man, for sure. All right, so until next time, y'all be cool. Y'all be safe. Y'all take care of yourselves. And we'll see y'all next one, man.